pleasant morning to everyone. I am Santiago, Chief HR Specialist of the Human Resource Policies and Standards Office, Civil Service Commission, Central Office. Today, I will be discussing a primer on why fresh graduates like you, yes you, shall join a career in the government or the public sector. So please, spare me your time to show you a career where you can start, build, and retire with all the benefits that you need complemented with work-life balance. First, let me provide you with the basic information that you need to know before entering the public sector. Let me define public sector. According to Investor Words Web Finance Incorporated, public sector is part of the economy composed of public servants and public enterprises. The public sector includes public goods and governmental services such as the military, law enforcement, infrastructure, public transit, public education, along with healthcare, and those working for the government itself, such as elected government officials. So when you enter the public sector, you will be delivering goods and or government services to the public. So choose a career where you can put your heart and mind into. The question is, paano ka nga ba makakapasok sa government or sa public service? Well, the administrative code classified positions in the public service or civil service into two. These are career service positions and two non-career service positions. So what is career service and non-career service? Career service is characterized by first, entrance based on merit and fitness, to be determined as far as practicable by competitive exam. Ito po yung professional and sub-professional examination conducted by the CSE. So pag pumasa ka dito, you will have your eligibility, either prof or non-prof, or based on highly technical qualifications. Ito naman yung applicable para sa mga faculty and academic staff of state or local colleges and universities and scientific and technical positions or research institutions. Second characteristics of career service is the opportunity for advancement to higher positions, and lastly, of course, the security of tenure. On the other hand, non-career service position is characterized by one, entrance on basis other than those of usual tests of merit and fitness utilized for the career service, and two, tenure which is limited to a period specified by law or which is coterminous with that of the appointing authority or subject to his pleasure, or which is limited to the duration of a particular project for which purpose of employment is made. The non-career service include the following positions. Elective officials, ito yung mayor, vice mayor, governor, and yung mga members ng sanggunian. Two, these are the secretaries and other officials of cabinet rank who hold their positions at the pleasure of the president. Three, chairman and members of the commissions and boards with fixed terms of office. Also classified as non-career are those personal and confidential staff of these officials that I mentioned. Number 4 is the contractual personnel or those whose employment in the government is in accordance with a special contract to undertake a specific work or job. And 5, emergency and seasonal personnel. The point here is that when you enter the government, you either be holding a career or non-career position. Moving on, did you know that there are a total of more than 1.8 million government officials and employees as of June 30, 2022? This makes the government the largest employer in the country. This just goes to show that aspiring civil servants or fresh graduates like you have the opportunity to be employed in various agencies and government units across all regions. Based on the inventory of the government human resources or the IGHR of the CSC, there was an increase of 16% in the total number of government officials and employees in the last 5 years. In 2016, there are only about 1.7 million civil servants. However, in 2022, the population of civil servants ballooned to a total of more than 1.8 million civil servants. Based on the IGHR, the increase in the number of personnel has been attributed to the population-based personnel teachers and policemen and to the local government units. This is because of the devolution by the national government of certain functions and activities. Outside of those classes of personnel, the increase in the national government employees and those employed by the GOCCs with original charter has on the other hand switched into a decelerating mode. Diba sabi natin kanina, positions in the government are classified into two. Ito yung career and non-career service. Well, the more than 1.8 million government officials and employees is made up mostly of 90.89% career positions and a few non-career positions at 9.11%. As to sex, the population is generally female at 55.78% and 44.22% male. As to age, the population of government employees is dominated by those between the ages of 36 to 45 years old at 27.92%, followed by those between the ages of 26 to 35 at 27.2%. While employees between the ages of 18 to 25 years old, kasama na dito yung mga fresh graduates dapat, is considered the least at 2.9%. In the government, we advocate workforce diversity, equality, and inclusivity. We still believe that our youth are the future of our nation. So this early, we need to hone servant heroes. Though there are already about 1.8 million workers in the government, there are still, wait for it, 200,000 vacant positions as of June 30, 2022. Among the government agencies with highest number of vacancies are Department of Education, of course, these are mostly teaching positions, Philippine National Police, Department of Health, and Bangsamoro Regional Government. There are a lot of government jobs available for people with all types of backgrounds in a wide range of fields, and you just need to assess yourselves which job you like and build on it. By the way, the vacant positions include healthcare, engineering, law, science, procurement, and more. So malay mo, meron talagang position na naghihintay para sa'yo. By this time, you may be in the crossroad as to which career path you would like to pursue. Like any decision, there are both pros and cons to consider. So let us narrow down your options with these parameters. First parameter is job security. Why consider job security? Siyempre, sino nga ba ang ayaw sumandal sa pader, diba? Unlike private companies, the government will never go out of business. Some agencies may get dissolved, but government job opportunities still abound. Just like what we mentioned earlier, there are 200,000 vacant positions waiting to be filled. In the private sector, security is dependent on performance and the market. Therefore, poor economic conditions and performance can lead to termination of employment. Next parameter is job stability. While every job may come with some day-to-day stresses, having a stable job can help decrease overall stress because you have a consistent schedule and income. Stable jobs often represent positions that a person can hold for a long time. They also help lessen the worries of having to find new employment. So para less stress, dito ka na mag-apply sa government. Alam mo ba, government na permanent employee enjoy job stability. Once you are appointed to a regular position, you won't get easily fired unless there is a valid reason or a court ruling that dismisses you from the service. Here, you are guaranteed to stay employed until your retirement. If you are already working for the government, it is easy to transfer to another department when new positions are posted without a risk of losing your job. For the private sector, employees don't have the luxury of transferring from one job to another, maintaining the stability of their job. Another parameter here is the job growth. Picture this. Government jobs can be notorious when it comes to job growth because government jobs are inherently bureaucratic. They can leave very little room for rewarding the individual professional initiatives. This could stunt the career growth of the employees. Well, let's erase that misconception. Times have changed. Lalo na ngayon, when we are presented with a disruption which revolutionizes how things get done. So if you meet the minimum qualifications of the next higher position, tapos you possess the competencies and high performer ka pa, chances are you may be rewarded with a promotion. Well, as for the private sector, they provide a vast scope of growth and climbing up the ladder. But mind you, the work there is cutthroat. Next parameter is job opportunity. There is a consensus among people that landing a government job is far more difficult than landing a private job. To receive a government job, the employees must first appear for a nationwide entrance examination, competing with a large pool of candidates. In comparison, recruitment for private jobs happen all year long and is filled based on demand. Let me remind you that entrance in the service is based on merit and fitness. But if you hurdle the civil service professional or non-professional examination, there is a whole world of opportunities waiting in front of you. Fifth parameter is the job salary. The low salary is one of the biggest misconceptions about working in the government. But actually, government salaries are already competitive with the private sector, especially for entry-level and middle management positions, thanks to the implementation of the salary standardization law that increased the rates being paid to its workers. One example of a competitive salary in the public sector is that of the public school teachers. They are paid twice as much as their private school counterparts. They are also paid even during vacation. Diba? San ka pa? Sixth parameter is job benefits. Apart from a fixed monthly salary, the public sector provides other perks and benefits such as the annual paid leaves, which is the 15-day sick leave and 15-day vacation leave, which is cumulative and commutative. Ibig sabihin, naiipon at pwede i-monetize. We also have anniversary bonus, mid-year bonus or the 14th month pay, year-end bonus which is worth 1 month basic salary, and a lot more. But these benefits comes with a few conditions. What's important is that these benefits are guaranteed since these are fixed by law. On the other hand, the private sector may not be able to provide the same. Government benefits can exceed private sector benefit packages. Next parameter is the flexibility. What comes to mind when you hear flexibility? Yes, it's work-life balance. Work in the government is more relaxed and may help you maintain a healthy work-life balance. Government workers can easily maintain a healthy work-life balance in the vast majority of government positions. With the issuance of the CSC Memorandum Circular No. 6 Series of 2022 or the flexible work arrangements, government agencies may now adopt and implement the flexible work arrangements. This may include work from home or work from other fixed place, flexi time, and staggered working hours. Government organizations have begun providing support mechanisms and even IT resources to facilitate a mobile workforce for jobs that require employees to conduct much of their business away from the office. In contrast, the work culture in the private job may entail longer working hours, extremely competitive settings, deadlines, and very stressful work environment. In a private job, job performance is directly related to growth. The work environment is bound to create competition to keep pace. The last parameter is the post-retirement benefits. I'm sure this early, you are not thinking about retirement. Siyempre nga naman, papasok ka pa lang pero retirement na yung sinasabi ko. Well, retirement plans show that the government or our employer is concerned about our welfare. It allows the employer to invest in the financial security of its government employees upon the employee retirement. Kaya naman, after rendering service, you should also look forward as to what you get after the employment. While private employees can only join SSS, government employees can be a member of both the GSIS and the SSS to avail themselves of their retirement programs. There are various packages which includes pensions, gratuity pay, and terminal leave benefits for government retirees to choose from based on their age and length of service. Let's have a recap of the reasons why you should now seek employment in the government. Dito, meron kang security of tenure. Stable ang trabaho mo dito. Di na kailangan ma-stress at maghanap ulit ng panibagong trabaho. There is opportunity for advancement. Sa government, competitive yung salary at madami pang benefit. Kasama na dito pati ang pension benefits. At syempre, concern ang employer sa mga empleyado kaya merong work-life balance. Now that you already know what's in it for you to enter the public sector, we just have to provide you with a list of behavioral competencies or personality traits that you may need in order to build a career in the government. First is agility and responsiveness. Being agile is when you're able to quickly adapt or evolve in response to changing circumstances. You can break down barriers in your workplace in order to meet changing public sector needs, advancements, or technology. Today, being agile and responsive is more critical as the pandemic has forever changed the way the world will consume and experience public goods and government services as stakeholders, partners, employees, and as humans. Second is emotional resilience. Balancing both office and personal space in the current environment is both daunting and stressful, to say the least. It is natural to feel stretched, having to juggle domestic chores, nabubugas ka, nakikinig ka sa Zoom meeting, and official deadlines. Add to that a heightened sense of ambiguity and uncertainty around job security, concerns over skills, and roles being relevant in the new normal. In this situation, it is critical to build emotional resilience. This is the ability to bounce back from challenging situations, the ability to stay calm and positive, handle stress constructively, and try to have emotional balance to see through your work to completion. Next is building collaborative relationships. Collaboration leverages diverse ideas, skills, experiences, and opinions to solve tough problems. Even employees or individuals work together, processes and goals become more aligned, leading to groups toward new levels of successes with increasing demand of services. Collaborative innovation is more important than ever. Fourth is change management. It is important to accept change in a positive manner as it helps you to be flexible. It is suggested to stop covering from fear, develop defenses, and keep away from new. By accepting change positively, you will become open-minded and flexible to change. Disruption like the COVID-19 pandemic is one of the biggest sources of change. Agencies and employees need to click to the reset button, reboot, upskill, reskill, and embrace the new normal. If you continue to do what you were doing a year back, you will get wiped out. It will be imperative to drive change in a systematic and empathic manner and take teams along. Sama-sama dapat, walang may iwan. Fifth is the flexibility and adaptability. In order to successfully adapt to the given situation and thrive to it, you need to be open to change. Be ready to unlearn and relearn, not just to changing times. The key to survival today is to be ready to accept that things have changed and you need to evolve as an individual and as a professional. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Whether it is remote working or social distancing norms, you will have to be quick to adapt to the new ways of working and living. While most of these personal traits are leadership competencies, we highly encourage that you develop them at this early age of your employment as you gear up to a new phase in your career. Aside from this, we also have the 8 norms of conduct under Section 4 of RA 6718. These are commitment to public interest, professionalism, justness and security, political neutrality, responsiveness to the public, nationalism and patriotism, commitment to democracy, and simple living. So there you have it. You already know what is public sector, the services available in the government, the magnitude of having and building a career in the government, and the behavioral competencies that you need to possess or at least develop to have a successful career in the government. I hope that with our discussion, you will be choosing a career in the government. Apply now through the Government Online Career Fair by checking www.jobstreet.com.ph or through our CSC website at www.csc.gov.ph. Thank you and see you around.